Dear President Ceausescu, dear Secretary General Stein, dear members of the Association of European Journalists, I regret very much not being able to attend your General Assembly due to a packed agenda this week with, amongst others, a very important European Council which requires an immediate follow-up. With Vlorë near Tirana, you choose without doubt the most appropriate place for your General Assembly this year. Not only because it's such a beautiful city, but because enlargement is back as a top priority on the European Commission's agenda. Russia's brutal war of aggression against Ukraine has brought new dynamics to the enlargement process, because it demonstrated the urgency to engage stronger with our neighbors. And this means, first and foremost, with the Western Balkans, who are already an integral part of Europe and are moving gradually, even if it's on a different space, towards EU membership. Our firm commitment to the EU integration of the Western Balkans was just reconfirmed about 10 days ago, exactly in this country, when Tirana hosted the 10th summit of the so-called Berlin process. The fact that this important summit was held for the first time in a Western Balkan country sent a strong signal about our honest engagement for the region. But now, from symbol to substance. It was exactly at this meeting in Tirana that Commission President von der Leyen presented concrete details of the strategic growth plan for the Western Balkans, announced already in May this year. The principle of this growth plan is to open specific areas of the European single market, such as road transport, energy, the EU's digital market, and the single European payment area to companies of the Western Balkans. But to reap the benefits of this facilitated access, the Western Balkan countries must also advance with their common regional market. We will support this strategic growth plan with €6 billion in form of grants and loans, money which comes on top of our economic and investment plan of €30 billion, of which 60 billion have already been deployed. But as I mentioned at the Skopje Economic and Finance Forum mid-September, the Union is more than a cash machine. It's a union of values. Therefore, we expect to see real progress in the Western Balkan countries. For example, implementation of reforms, especially in the area of rule of law and fundamental freedoms. This leads me straight to your valuable work of promoting and protecting media freedom, not only within the Union, but in its neighborhood. Media freedom is a cornerstone of democracy, the power that holds governments accountable. Democratic transition cannot work in an environment where fake news, disinformation, and government-controlled media shape citizens' opinion. Therefore, we have put a strong focus on media freedom in our enlargement progress reports. In my term as Enlargement Commissioner, I have initiated the Western Balkans Media Days in the region in order to discuss exactly the challenges regarding media freedom and free speech. They aimed at encouraging journalists to raise their voice, to check and present the facts, to develop media cooperations and networks and economically successful business models, for example, by investing in digital formats. By the way, the first edition of our Western Balkan Media Days took place indeed in Tirana. But of course, to trigger a real change, the European Commission needs partners like the Association of European Journalists. This is why I'm extremely grateful, not only for your work in general, but that you took the decision to have this year's General Assembly in the region. The discussions of important issues such as independent journalism, media ownership, and the benefits and risks of new developments like artificial intelligence will contribute to a better understanding of challenges media and journalists are confronted with. I'm also very glad to see that you have built a strong section here in Albania under the lead of President Aba Hitai. With the rapid development of social media, of artificial intelligence, and the establishment of monopolized internet platforms, I'm more than ever convinced that we need a strong, independent journalism to offer authentic and fact-based news and reports to enable citizens to take informed decisions in general, but especially at elections, and by this way to strengthen democracy. Many thanks again for your important contribution to achieve this, and I'm wishing you productive and inspiring exchanges.